I'm gonna give you the best drill to improve your top end speed, and we're gonna start right now. What's up, everybody? It's Dane Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in all things around being explosive, running faster, getting stronger, and just being a better athlete in general, we will be posting educational topics and educational videos all the time on this channel. So make sure you comment down below with whatever it is that you're training for, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. So a lot of times we get athletes, we get sprinters, football players, soccer players, lacrosse players, field hockey players, all these different athletes who come to us and they need to increase their top end speed. They need to run faster and run as rapidly as possible at that high end speed. And so this is something a lot of athletes tend to struggle with, because we often see field sports coming out of the drive phase and they never are able to transition from the drive phase into those maximal mechanics that are going to create an optimal amount of ground reaction force. And so one of the best drills in the world that I believe you can use to increase your top end speed and your top end mechanics is based around the Vince Anderson Wicket drill. And so what this drill is we can set up wickets, and you're going to learn how to run with an upright posture at top end speed. You're going to learn proper mechanics. You're going to learn that high heel recovery, and you're going to be able to transition out of that drive phase into that top end speed. And one of the best things behind this drill is that I was able to spend a whole bunch of time with Vince Anderson this past year, presenting alongside of him in Illinois and asking him tons and tons of questions. And to keep it simple in the beginning, we've got to recognize that when we are starting to utilize the Wicket drill, it can start in a very simple manner. So what I like to do is I like to do 4 key drills. We're going to start off with the zombie drill, and after the zombie drill we're going to get to the hands-on head drill, and then we're going to get to that prayer sprint through with the wickets, and then finally normal sprint mechanics through those wickets. But the big key here is when we set up those wickets, the first 2 wickets are going to be 5 feet apart. The next 4 to 6, however many you want to use, for males will be about 6 feet apart. If we were going to talking about women, they're going to be a little bit less powerful. So we're going to start with the first 2 wickets as a general rule of thumb at 4 feet apart. And then as they get to top end speed, will be around 5, a little bit higher if we have a more powerful woman, to 5.5 feet apart. That's a very generalized rule of thumb. Now, as we get through, we're going to start with that zombie drill. While we're running through these wickets, we need to make sure that our trunk is upright. We need to make sure that our heels are getting high, that we're recovering rapidly with those high heels. The zombie drill is going to force you to sort of lean a little bit, but we don't want that forward lean. We want to be upright so that when our feet are grounding, they are underneath that center of mass, and that's going to lead to that greater speed at the top end. That second drill is going to be the hands-on head drill, and this is another exercise that sort of forces athletes to pull forward, and we need to remember that our gut is reactive, our abs are reactive. So to hold that upright posture, we want to make sure that we're planting on the mid part of our foot to the front part of our foot. We don't want to be running on our toes. We want to be mid foot to the front. We don't want to hit our heels. We don't want to be all toes. The heel will be slightly elevated when we're grounding. And this is another great exercise. As we get through those wicket drills, we're going to have a little bit of a run up, and then we'll get through those first 2 wickets and then smash with those high end maximal mechanics so that you can learn how to continue to run faster. That third drill is going to be the prayer drill. We're going to be holding our hands in front of our chest, which is going to actually help us retract a little bit in our upper back. We want to make sure that we're calm. We want to make sure that we're loose in our cheeks and our face. We want to make sure that we're loose in our arms and our shoulders while we're holding that prayer drill, and optimally flexing in our gut so that we are stable. If our gut is stable, our hips can rotate through rapidly, our high heel recovery is going to be optimal, and that top end speed is going to continue to be developed. Finally, that last drill is simply running through. Again, I want to have our athletes, when they enter into the wicket drill, we want to see them at a higher pace as they enter into those drills. The first 2 strides, they're going to start to hit at a decent rate, and then as they get into those last 4 to 6 wickets, now they're going to be at top end speed, and we're going to focus on that big arm swing, and a big arm swing that has a controlled trunk. We must be stable in our trunk while we have that big arm swing, while we're driving the knees with a high heel recovery. And as the knees get forward, we need to make sure that our ankle is dorsiflexed, okay? If our ankle is dorsiflexed as we're coming through, we're gonna get a better stretch shortening cycle in our Achilles, and that is going to be the key behind top and speed mechanics. Now remember guys, one of the best things behind this is that when I was at Doha at the World Championships this past year, the biggest thing that I noticed is that the sprinters in the World Championships were still utilizing the wicket drill as they were getting into the World Championships for their preparation. They were doing this days before they were running the 400, before they were running the 200, before they were running the 100. They were focusing on their technique and the positions that they needed to hit. So we need to do exercises like the Vince Anderson wicket drill frequently so that we can continue to develop those top end speed mechanics. It's not something that you can be once and done. You've got to continue to do this over time, continue to hone in on your craft and improve those maximal velocity mechanics. So make sure you check out our How to Get Faster sprint-based training program. It's a 12-week program. And if you want more information on how you can constantly improve, run faster, react quicker, and be a little bit more explosive, check out this video right here. Peace.